So our next author's name is Valentina Savelyeva, and she has written a book called If I Am So Talented, Why Can't I Choose What to Do? Hey, Valentina.
Hi, Mari.
So tell us about this clear way to find professional success.
Well, great question, Mari. I have clients come into my practice all the time, and they all have the same question. Valentina, I cannot choose what to do, which is why I titled my book that way. I mean, I'm pulling my hair out. I keep getting notifications on LinkedIn that so-and-so got promoted or started a new business, and I'm feeling jealous, but I'm kind of embarrassed because I look good on paper. I hear stories like that all the time. So I wrote this book for those of you who are ready, who are itching for something new, but just can't choose, so that you can get clear, and not just get clear on what to do, but also on how to move forward with excitement, with confidence, and really have fun with the process more than anything else.
Wow. Did you ever face this in your own life, like having to struggle to figure out what you wanted to do and how to do it or where to start? Like, what was that process like for you on deciding how you wanted to show up in the world?
I'm laughing because obviously I was my first guinea pig. As you can imagine, my entire life kind of prepped me for this. So yeah, when I look at my kind of career path, I started in finance. I worked in a very top investment bank, and in many ways I loved it, but it was not it. Then I taught financial training seminars for almost a decade at a lot of MBA programs. So I began to watch a lot of students really struggling making choices and how much that impacted them. Because these choices are not just about the career.
Right.
They impact everything else. Our relationships, where we want to live, how much money, like how we set up our lives. I mean, since it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to tell you a very honest story, which I wasn't going to tell. I was in a relationship for 11 years. I was engaged for 5 years, and I could not commit because I was not clear that this was the path that was mine to take professionally. And until I slowed down and really owned, this is mine to do. I've chosen my business, I've chosen my coaching practice. That is also when I got clear that that relationship no longer served me. And it was incredibly difficult, and I moved and started a very different life. And I see this with clients all the time. They choose what to do, the relationships change. They don't all break up, trust me. Most of them stay or even grow their relationships, but our lives just kind of, it's a ripple effect, a domino effect.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what I see, and that's what moves me, and that was kind of the inspiration for this book.
Yeah, that's a big point. Like, until we get really honest about what we want and what we're here to do. And sometimes we just don't know what that is. But if we do, in many cases, like, we will bury it. Like, we don't think we can do what we're here to do. We don't think we can write that book. We don't think we can help the people that we know we're meant to help. And when we bury that desire, when we try to hide and not be seen and run away from what we know is our destiny, it really creates so many other situations in our lives that aren't to our benefit, and we get stressed and unhappy and unfulfilled in many areas because it just spills over. So yeah, that's really, really huge. Rita from Wisconsin is curious to know if she has a worthwhile message to share, but is so full of self-doubt, fueled by messages and opinions from her family. How can she fight those doubts off to move forward with passion and purpose?
Oh, I so appreciate that question. A big part of the process that I found myself in as I was writing this book, and it's definitely a big part of the process that I work with my clients, is how to work with doubt. And for Rita, and also for everyone, including myself, what I noticed, first of all, that it helps to set the context for where doubt comes in. And in my book, I talk about something called set points. It's like we all have set points for what we're comfortable with. You know what I mean? So like, let's say I'm comfortable with sharing my ideas with my really, really close friend, Amari. We just met today, but he's amazing, right? Or maybe I'm comfortable sharing my business ideas with my, spouse. But if it comes down to speaking at a meeting, or maybe taking that next step and potentially speaking to someone who can actually make a difference. For example, for me, it was applying for this program. That would be kind of like triggering that doubt, triggering that resistance. So first of all, it's helpful to understand, just to acknowledge, I'm in doubt, and in many ways, that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
That's because I'm stretching. Like, I'm literally stretching besides my set point. So that's the first step. And then the second piece, I mean, there's so many ways, but I found gentleness really is very, very helpful. I'm the first one who applies gentleness to myself big time. Trust me, in finance, that was not the way to go. And but really gentleness from the place of the more I can take those breaths that you talked about earlier, right? So the more I can give myself an opportunity to slow down. And then take a tiny, tiny little step. So maybe I'm not going to go ahead and create a business plan today. But what could I do that would be a tiny little stretch? So maybe I'm going to share my idea with just one more person today.
Those are some pretty good steps. Like, take the time to get present and identify what's happening, take some breaths, and let the path forward reveal itself. That's really, really great. Thank you so much for being here, Valentina. And that book, remember, you can get all of these today, is If I Am So Talented, Why Can't I Choose What to Do by Valentina Savelyeva. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.